about tonight. Taking a fight to people who are trying to take away our rights. It's also a meeting of enjoyment and pleasure. We've got a lot of stuff going on back there. The bucket prizes, please tour them all. They're spread all over the place. There's some over here by the bar. There's muffins and stuff like that. There's a SAF mug with coffee. There's, if you like chocolate and wine, we got a tremendous bottle of wine with tons of chocolate in there. There's a Bear Range shooting kit. You'll see with a flashing light back there. Stephen Holbrook's book, Gun Control in the Third Reich, signed and autographed. It's back there, okay? A lot of stuff. If you haven't taken a tour, take a tour. It's a bucket ticket. Plus, 3 chances to win, 10 bucks each, 3 chances to win one or both of the guns in the back. We're calling the winner tonight, and say that you have to leave early, not a problem. We call the winner tonight, and we'll call you. Before I go any further, I just want to say welcome and ask, is there anyone for whom this is their very first meeting? Anyone? Holy moly. Sirs, would you please come up for just a moment? Thank you, Kevin. On behalf of the GS2AC, welcome.
Thank you.
Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
And it is our tradition that if you're here for the very first time, you get to help us in a very important thing, which you kind of have to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would take a moment, sir, and fill us in with your name and what brought you here.
Sure, my name is Thomas, and I browse the Calvinist forum daily, and I saw this pop up, and I'm like, you know what, I think I better show up.
My name is Jason, and my dad actually brought me today.
Always do what your mom and dad said.
It's true.
I want to welcome, hope you come back many times, and if you do nothing else next year, the 3rd Saturday in August, you've got to come to the barbecue. We will get you fat, get you win guns, do stuff. It's a great day. Thanks very much. See you guys. Okay, a reminder, one of the ways we support the food is when you buy a meal at Harry's, we calculate that into it, and it helps us keep good graces with them. As you can see from the parking lot outside, the place is packed. There's a lot of pressure for them to rent out this room. And if we sell enough meals, don't have to pay that fee. And I had another discussion tonight with the night manager about that. So if you bought a meal tonight and you got a receipt, please bring it to me or Mr. Barner in the back, and we'll make sure we guys calculate it in. It's very important because this room is expensive. Let's see, and of course we talked about the raffle and the prize drawing. Don't forget about in the back, we got some really good 90-point wines plus back there. I will say this, I made a mistake in the Pinot Gris. It's flat. It's done. Everything else has been great. Okay, officer committee reports. Once again, November gun raffle, we talked about what kids went tonight, prize drawing, et cetera, et cetera. 2 free adult beverage tickets. If you haven't signed in, please do so. Get your 2 free adult beverage tickets. I'm going to stress to you very strongly, this is the kickoff for 2016. If you've been watching what's going on in the media, this is all preliminaries for the chaos next year. In my mind, what I'm seeing is what happened in 1968 to the Democratic National Convention is being planned nationwide. We need to be prepared for that. And that means we need to be launched by getting people active and getting gun owners registered. Mr. Schrader will probably correct me on this, but if I understand correctly, less than a third of the gun owners in California are registered to vote. Far less than that actually vote. If gun owners were registered and if gun owners voted, we would not see a lot of what's going on today. Yes, Mr. Mike.
The ideal goal, we get all 6 million, but if we get 500,000, we'll break even on this issue. We get 100,000 becomes a registration.
Okay. So, January, February, March, April, May, we're going to be pushing hard and heavy, getting people registered. We're putting in some technology to make it easy when you walk up to someone and say, are you a gun owner? Yes. Let's register your vote. They say no, break their knees. I'm serious. This is, playtime is over. It's time to push the envelope on this. Time to stop being nice. These people who complain that, oh, I don't want to register because I don't want to do jury duty. Okay, well, fine. You don't want to vote, then you don't mind shooting either, do you? It's stupid. Yes, sir. This is the excuse that they use, and I've heard it over and over again, okay? It's an excuse. And it's just got to be in your face and away from it. We're just not going to allow it anymore, okay? No more dates, floating daisies in the background. We need people who are actually going to talk the talk and do the walk. Enough for president reports. Under vice president report, Mr. Brad Cipher.
So, in the vein of what Mark was talking about, yes, you're right. These days, now, current law, when you get a driver's license, you're registered to vote. So there's no excuse that it's saying, I don't want to go on jury duty. They get their jury duty polls from the registrar of voters list. So if you've got a driver's license, you're registered, you're going on jury duty. So tell them that's a nonsense argument. They need to vote, they need to get out, they need to get going. Also, similarly, it's great to see so many people here tonight. Some meetings have more people than others. For those of you that don't make it every month, I understand, people are busy, they can't make it every month, but we need you to come as often as you can. We really need as much activity as we can. We need you to help us, to help you to protect your gun rights. We need to be out there and be active. We need to understand, we need to listen to Mike's report about what's going on and how to fight it. We really need your help. So please, do the best you can. Come as often as you can. Bring friends. When you go to the shooting range, talk about our club. Invite them down. Bring them in. We need to get as much support as we can get. Things are getting bad these days. It's really getting bad. Last thing. As usual, bags. I still got hundreds of these things. I'm trying to get rid of them. Gun Saves Lives bags. They're great for, like I said, for Whole Foods and Sprouts. People down there love them. Buy as many as you can, bring them in, and make sure that you can start the conversation. That's what they're all about. Start the conversation, get people to be shocked, and you can talk about how the mainstream media myths don't really work. So if you're interested, I've got the bags up here. I'm selling. Don't bother Mike in the back. Come to me, and I'll take care of you. So that's all I got. Madam Secretary.
Okay, I have a couple of stories for you. I was watching an odd channel on television the other night, and they happen to have a story about a hootenanny in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's an annual event. It's crazy. All kinds of musicians from everywhere. And one of them sang a little song, which I thought was hysterically funny.
Are you going to sing?
No! You're safe. I wouldn't dare. But the story was great. He was talking about a Scotsman who came to visit one time and was working around the town. And one evening he went down to the local bar and he had a very great time down there drinking and telling stories and all that. And on his way out, you could tell by the way he walked that he'd had more than his share. So he's walking along down the street and he passes out, falls down in the grass along the side of the road. Just there. But meanwhile, a couple of the young ladies from the town came by and they saw him in the grass. And they looked at his kilt and they said, I wonder if it's true what they say about Scotsmen. What do they really wear under their kilt? So I thought, well, let's go look. So when I went over, she kind of lifted it up and she said, oh, wow, they really do wear nothing under the kilt. They were really impressed. They got to thinking about it and says, we should get out of here before something happens. He might wake up, and then what? So one of the girls said, well, first, before we do that, I want to do something. So she took a blue satin ribbon out of her hair and she tied it around his member and she put his kilt back down over it. The next morning he woke up. He got up and he walked over to a little patch of trees. He was going to relieve himself. And when he lifted up the kilt, he looked down and he says, I don't know where you went or what you were doing while I was asleep, but I'm happy to see you won first prize. That was great. Anyway, the other little story I have for you is about a Marine pilot who was at Starbucks. And he was wearing his old USMC white suit and leather jacket, working a cup of coffee. He sat down, and there was a young lady sitting next to him. She looked up and says, "Are you a real pilot?" He says, "Well, I spent my whole life flying planes. First Germans, then the early Romans. Flew a Wildcat and Corsair in World War II. Later in the Korean conflict, Banshees and Cougars. I've taught more than 260 people to fly, given hundreds of rides to people. So I guess I'm a pilot. And you, what are you?" He says, "Well, I'm a lesbian. I spend my whole day thinking about naked women. As soon as I get up in the morning, I think about naked women. In the shower, I think about naked women. So it just, everything makes me think about naked women." So they sat there sipping in silence. Finally, the young guy came in, sat down on the other side of the pilot. He says, "Are you a real pilot?" He says, "Well, I thought I was, but I recently learned I'm a lesbian."
And before we move on to the next report, I was deficient in 2 areas. Once again, Mr. Jim Barry with the red shirt back there. He has, I think, the last 2 tickets for the gun GOC raffle. 52 guns, 52 weeks, only 1,500 tickets sold. Also, I forgot to introduce special member guest here, Mr. Don Kilmer. Don, are you still here?
Yes.
Yay! The stubbornest cuss out there when it comes to fighting for your rights. And thank God he's with us and not them. Now, moving on to our next report, Mr. Moneybags, Darren Baker. Legislative report, Mr. Schrader, did you want to say anything?
Okay.
Oh boy, now we're in trouble. He says, okay, we're in trouble. Do I need to get a chair?
2 minutes. Good. I'm not going to be long enough to these. Good evening. Thanks for coming to the hearing meeting. A couple things I wanted to point out. We don't meet in December. The legislature, however, does. So there's a list of bills. This one's off the NRA website. There's a bunch of bills that may help us, like increasing the penalties for firearms theft. How many remember the day that Bill 47 kicked all the criminals out? And one of the ways they kept filling the prisons up is they raised the dollar amount for grand theft from $600 to $950. Now, I'm a member of the $3,000 pistol club, so virtually everything I have is less than $950. And based on the way it was written, stealing the gun would be an infraction, but you're not reporting it on that other bill would be a misdemeanor felony. So we want to get that done. There's a bill next year about really serious penalties for falsifying those gun violence restraining orders, because it's a pretty unbalanced situation. So what I recommend you do come December, go to the calendar website, look at the bills that are there, and then we get an early start on these bills. We can stop the bad ones and help the good ones. So take a look at that. Sorry, okay. So that's on the state bills. And then the other one is that Mark alluded to a method that I've been working with the Bay Area dealers, as some of you know. And while this is an iPad that's fairly expensive, we're testing right now. How many of you seen the ad on TV for the $50 Kindle Fire? The $50 tablet, okay. It's entirely likely that we can use that with a browser to put registertovote.ca.gov on each countertop in all the gun stores. So when you're asked if you're registered to vote, they can snag them right there. Theoretically, you do the same thing, keep one with you. We'd like to see it at gun clubs. Sometimes folks will sit, for all the reasons they don't want to register, because they'll tell you, I haven't got time to register, I gotta watch my cat, or something like that. The bottom line that I answer with is, because my feeling is register to vote or register your guns, is if they say they don't want to register, that they don't want to vote, tell them you already did. You voted for Obama, now this time you're voting for Clinton. You want to register to vote. And if not, well, you're off my Christmas card list. However you do it, we need to approach it that way, but If we get some technology information back, get somebody to set it up. Another thing we'll have set up on the tablet will be a donation page for Calgun/FPC's new political action committee. They originally functioned as a C3, which meant they could just raise money for lawsuits and so on. By having the first PAC dedicated in the state to that, we are actually trying to get the dealers to do that here locally. It means that when they put that Newsom initiative on the ballot, because you guys have all heard the sad story, right? Once it's on the ballot, you go out and talk to people about it, spend a little money, you go to jail. So in order to have the freedom to speak on it, I'm asking all the people that normally donate to us and so on for the next month or two to send money to them, because somebody had to start it. We need a gun or a super PAC. We need something that makes them afraid. Hopefully we'll have more details on how it's going to work tonight, but that is the idea. So one of the ways you can do it is it may be even on your smartphone. You can set up a register vote. Okay. But that's really going to be the big deal. I've worked with the NRA for years. 15 years ago, there was 12 million gun owners, and about 7 million were registered. Unfortunately, we're down to 8 million gun owners, because 2 or 3 million have left the state. Not in a captive, they just left the state. So our numbers suggest there's about 6.5 million to 8 million gun owners, and we still know that less than a third will register to vote. If 500,000 will register, we win. If 1 million will register, this would be a red state. If 2 million will register, we could dump all the bodies of all the liberals in San Francisco in the Bay, and be able to walk them around and come back up in a toll. Thank you.
And I think Mr. Fred Hoot with the webmaster report. You're supposed to whack the camera back and forth, just like on, what do you call TV? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Just like in elementary school. All right, that was so much for the report. So